So we're going to go over one-step equations that have fractions in them. So this equation isn't in the order I would like it to be in. I like my variables to be over here on this side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this equation around. I'm going to put 2/5 m over here on this side, and I'm going to take that other 2/5 and I'm going to put it over on the other side. A lot of times we're used to seeing just an integer right here in front of this variable, an integer being multiplied to this variable. Now we've got a fraction. So what we're going to do is we're going to do what we would do if there was just a 2 here. If there was a 2, we would divide both sides by 2. If there was a 5, we would divide both sides by 5. But what we have in front of that m is 2/5. So I'm going to divide both sides by 2/5. It's going to cancel this out. I'm going to have m is equal to, this is 2/5 divided by 2/5. I have to remember how to divide fractions. So I'm going to write it over here to the side. 2/5 divided by the bottom one, 2/5. Remember, when you divide fractions, you have to change and flip the second one. You have to change that division symbol into a multiplication symbol, and you have to write the reciprocal of the second one. The reciprocal is you simply flipping the fraction around, taking what's in the bottom, moving it to the top, taking what's in the top, moving it into the bottom. Then you need to remember your rules for multiplying fractions. Your rules for multiplying fractions is multiply the top numbers together and multiply the bottom numbers together. 2 times 5 is 10. 5 times 2 is 10. You check and see if you can actually divide these numbers before you worry about simplifying it. In fact, I can take 10 divided by 10 is simply 1. So my answer on this one is 1. So when there's a fraction in front of it, I'm going to have to remember my rules about how to divide fractions. Let's look at another example. Example number 2. Again, I've got this 2/3 being multiplied to x. The opposite of multiplying by 2/3 is going to be dividing by 2/3. So I'm going to divide both sides by 2/3. Those 2/3 are going to cancel out. Be left with an x. I'm going to bring down my equal sign. I'm going to rewrite this problem right here. What's in red goes first. 4/7 divided by what's in the bottom right here, 2/3. Again, I have to remember my rules for multiplying and dividing fractions. My rule for multiplying or dividing fractions is I have to change this and flip the second one. I'm going to change the division into multiplication, and I'm going to write the reciprocal of this fraction, 3/2. Then I'm going to multiply my top numbers together. I want to multiply my bottom numbers together. One other thing I need to do with this is simplify it. I need to find a number that will go into 12 and 14. That's 2. 12 divided by 2 is 6. 14 divided by 2 is 7. My answer on this one, 6/7. Look at example number 3. This one's got a negative sign in it. Again, I'm multiplying this variable by 3/8. The opposite of multiplying by 3/8 is dividing by 3/8. I'm going to divide both sides by 3/8. These fractions are going to cancel out, and I'm going to be left with x is equal to. Right now, I'm not going to worry about this negative sign. I'm simply going to take 9/4 and divide it by 3/8. Keep, change, flip. Keep, change, flip. Now you can simplify across right here, and that's what I'm going to do. So to remind people about how to do that, I can take a number that will go into both of these. 3 will go into both of these. 9 divided by 3 is 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. And I can look across here as well. 4 will go into both of these numbers. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 8 divided by 4 is 2. So the numbers I have left in the top now are 3 and 2. I multiply those together. 3 times 2 is 6. The numbers I have left in the bottom are 1. 1 times 1 is 1, and 6 divided by 1 is simply 6. Now I need to worry about the fact that I've got a negative being divided by a positive. A negative divided by a positive is a negative. My answer, -6.